Welcome back, guys. This is the second part of our new 26-way trim restore test as requested by you. We've had over 2,500 votes cast in the last few months in my poll, and these are the top choices. You saw more about them in the first video, so in the second video, this is more of the install. So we'll be installing these on the gold standard of crappy faded trim, the Chevy Avalanche bed panel. In this instance, it's going to be from a 2005. This panel is the best I could find at the time, and like most of the others that are nearly 20 years old, this one has some scratches and imperfections, and it has a high probability that someone at some point has put some type of dressing or treatment on it over the years. So we're going to do our best to remove all of that so we have a great surface to start with. I'm going to use Duradressing's Prep that comes with their tire kit, and the reason for that is they have a chemical in it that helps remove or dissolve the silicone, which is the primary ingredient in a lot of off-the-shelf trim restores that this likely probably has on it. The downside to the silicone-based products is that over time, they can either turn white or brown, especially when left to bake in the UV rays from the sun. So you can watch right here as I'm rinsing. Do you see that on the right side of the table there? That is brown that's coming off. That is silicone that was baked onto the panel. Of course, by the seal there, that's most likely just dirt, but the rest of it you're seeing brown. So we're going to do this multiple times until it comes off clear, and then we will finally just wash it with Chemical Guys Honeydew Snow Foam, which I've used in all my other tests, just to make sure we have a good, clean surface. And then, of course, we will prep it with isopropyl alcohol here shortly. You can see some of the scratches I was talking about there, and it isn't quite uniform. Maybe that's from the pressure washer as I removed it. We may do it one more time just to try to get it as uniform as we can. And of course we will have a control, so it'll be 25 products and a control, 26 ways. Again, using Duradressing Dura Cleaner. Now we're going to use isopropyl alcohol 35%, which is just 70% store-bought isopropyl alcohol. It's cut 50%. Give it a good wipe and let it dry. Another one of the fun parts is getting to cut all the labels and everything, which you then have to cut, weed, transfer. It's very time consuming, but it makes for a nice product so you guys can see everything very clearly what's being tested. Everything will be applied with Autofiber Saver applicators, microfiber coating sponges, a new one for each product. And here's your lineup. 25 different products, all requested by you, some more similar than others, like Griot Ceramic Trim Wipe, Cerakote, and Wipe New. All three of those very similar. We have 3 Maguires products, have some unusual products, tire wax, a Sharpie, Geon Can Coat, which is for paint. So we'll see how that goes. So now on to the products. I picked up Cerakote from Walmart for $16.88 for 8 wipes, which is $2.11 a wipe. It's made in the USA. It's guaranteed for 2 years or 200 washes. And this has been tested twice by me in the past, and it has proven to be a very good product. It is only for plastic. Don't use it on paint. If you get it on your paint, wipe it off very quickly because you'll have a rough time getting it off otherwise. It has a very strong solvent odor. And you make sure you want to do this outdoors or in a ventilated garage. Griot Ceramic Trim Wipes, $20.99 for 4 wipes or $5.25 a wipe. Made in USA, also guaranteed 2 years or more and 200 washes. So it's a little more expensive than Cerakote, even though it is essentially the same product. It says powered by Cerakote. So most likely just white labeled Cerakote. And we will find out when we test it if that holds up. Smells identical to Cerakote. Acts very similar. Again, I would not be surprised if it's the same product. And RustOleum Wipe new, $13.88 for 3 wipes, $4.63 a wipe, made in USA, 200 washes, 2+ years. I picked this up at Walmart. And again, there is a federal court case where RustOleum had sued Cerakote or vice versa because the products were so similar, and they smell the same, they act the same, they're guaranteed for the same amount of time, and there's a lot of similarity in these. And I think if you're comparing the 3 products, the RustOleum, the Grios, and the Cerakote's the better deal because you get more for less. On to Malco Epic Revive New. Full disclosure, we do use this in our shop. $33.97 for 450 ml. Fairly reasonable, lasts a long time. It has proven itself that it does work quite well. Sometimes you need more than 1 coat to get a uniform look to it. It really depends. But I've had good luck. It says 3 to 12 hours before getting exposed to rain. Soft 99 tire wax. This is like a black dye and it's made in Japan. It should be available in the USA, but I couldn't find it at the time I needed it, so I had to get it from Switzerland. So of course I had to overpay for it via shipping, international shipping, but it is here. I thought it was pretty interesting. Someone had recommended this and then it got a lot of votes. And once I applied it, I certainly understood why. You can get a very uniform look to it, and it's essentially a black dye. So a lot similar to many other products in this test. The Sharpie Pro, $3.98, made in China. This is an unusual one. If you use a standard Sharpie, it's going to turn purple. Somebody had recommended the Sharpie Pro, which is, I guess it's more of a solvent base or something, but it definitely took a long time to apply it. You can see me coloring it on here like a coloring book. And just like all the other products, we put 2 coats on. And it really surprised me. It's a pretty uniform look. If you were going to do this on an entire bumper, it would take you forever, but maybe that's what you want. Sonax Extreme, $23.33 for 240 ml, made in Germany. It says it's long lasting. It does not actually say give a durability or longevity. Smells very pleasant, has an aroma to it that's non-offensive or anything like that, but it's still got nasty stuff in it. Went on very easily, no issues there. Lithium trim cubes. These were sent to me at no cost. They are $39.99 for a kit of 4 cubes, made in USA. It's graphene infused. It's like a rubber sponge applicator type, and I'm sure they're reusable because they appear to be resealable. So maybe that will extend the life for your money, because otherwise $10 a piece, they're not inexpensive. And it does say last up to 250 washes, which we like to call forever. 250 is a pretty finite number. Not forever. Hopefully we get a couple years out of it. We'll find out. Tried and tested Kiwi Shoe dye. made in Honduras, $3.78 from Walmart. It's an old detailer's trick from the 70s, 80s, well, really the 80s and 90s. I started detailing in the mid 90s. You can get a really good uniform finish, and it does last quite a long time, especially a lot of those old rubber bumpers cars from the 80s had. We have tested this before, and it did hold up quite well. It's not quite as glossy as some of the other products, but it is uniform and it is black. It's dark. Black D3 Renew Protect, $19 for 250 mil, made in USA. It says 1 to 2 years is what you would expect out of this. If it's on a motorcycle trim, it says even longer. I'm not sure why that makes a difference. Maybe they stay indoors. It says allow 5 minutes dry time between each treatment. So we did exactly that. We applied it, waited 5 minutes, and applied it again. And then, of course, everything is going to sit in the shop here for about a week to fully cure. Some of these products need 24, 48 hours to fully cure, so we're just going to give everything a week, and then we'll set it outside, do our first wash. Plastic parts crystal coating, $8.99, made in China, 3-year warranty is what it says. I don't know how you would go about doing any warranty claim. I picked this up on Amazon. This was not in the top 20 that I had a poll for, but I wanted to always have a cheap Chinese option. So this is that cheap Chinese option. Found the cheapest one I could find on Amazon. Sometimes they've shown to surprise us, as you've seen in some of my other videos, the 4.2 graphene coatings and some of that $20, $30 coatings that outperform stuff that's $200+. So maybe this will be that one. We'll find out. You can see that as it's applying, it's drying very quickly, so the gloss is going away. So not sure what that means. McGuires 37 SiO2 plastic trim, $39.99 for 236 mil. I believe it's made in the US. It does not say. It's distributed by Robert McKee Enterprises, RME, in Florida. Very simple to use. Apply it, let it cure for 2 hours before getting wet. Pro Deluxe 2021 date. I ordered this right off of Amazon, $42.99 for 30 mil. It's completely sealed. You can see that on the top. I'm going to open it on video, and we're going to see what the date on the bottle is, because that could be as early as January 2021, which would make this nearly 2 years old, which would probably be beyond the expected lifespan of the bottle. I think CarPro products, most of them, 2 years. So 2022, 10/21, October 22nd of 21 is when it was made. So it's a year and a few months old. So we're still all right. It's still older. Not happy with that. It says on textured trim, which we have here, do not wipe it off. So that's what we're going to do. We're not going to wipe it off. CarPro Pearl diluted 1 to 3. So when you dilute it down, made in South Korea, up to 3 months, when you dilute it down, it's actually 2 cents per mil. So it's pretty inexpensive. So if you get 3 months out of it, maybe that's worth it if it's something you just apply after you're done washing your car. So we're going to mix it up on camera. I'm going to show you the proper dilution. So external plastics, 1 to 3, or 3 to 1, however you want to say it. Have a brand new bottle. Three to 1, and of course, label everything properly. And hey, look at that. We have a Sharpie to use too. have that mixed 3-to-1. We're going to put the rest with distilled water and it'll be good to go. Nice dark glossy surface, much glossier than some of the others around it. On to Black Magic Factory Black, owned by Illinois Toolworks, $13.99 for 2 ounces or 59 mil, made in the USA. And it looks like another one where you're going to get 200 or so washes out of it. 2 years, 200 washes. So along the lines of Cerakote and all of those. Allow the initial coating to dry for 15 minutes before applying additional coating. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. Apply it, wait 15 minutes, and then apply a second coat. So we have 2 coats of everything, unless otherwise instructed.
McGuires D170, ready to use. It's already diluted 1-to-1, $22.49. I picked this up at my local AutoZone. It just says long lasting. It doesn't actually give a durability. Most McGuires products don't. They just say it'll last a long time. Fair enough. So $22.49 and you're paying for 50% water, most likely, but it does have a nice uniform finish. Not quite as glossy as some of the others. Definitely a nice finish. McGuires Ultimate Black, $9.44 for 355 mil, lasts for weeks. So I would fully expect this to be one of our earlier failures. Walmart sells this, Amazon sells this. It's a inexpensive, high volume product. If it's in the big box stores, they sell a lot of it. Lasts for weeks. So it says apply it. 2 to 3 applications may be needed for neglected areas, but it doesn't say anything about waiting between coats.
And on to the #1 requested product, Maguires Hybrid Ceramic Trim Restorer, $18.28, made in USA, and again it says long lasting. This had by far and above more votes than any other product on the poll, so this is the one you guys wanted to see the most, so here it is. Says on the instructions, allow the product to dry 5 to 10 minutes. The longer the product is on the surface, the darker the appearance. So we will do exactly that. We will give it 5 to 10 minutes and then apply a second coat. Next up is Grios Trim and Detail Coating in Aerosol, $9.99, made in USA, no longevity stated. I would probably think this is more of a dressing than a restorer, but this is what you guys wanted to see, so here it is. There's 2 Grios products in this test. And on to Gion Q2 Trim, $44.99 for 30 mils, so it's $1.50 a mil, pretty expensive, made in South Korea. Doesn't have a longevity stated, but you get on their website, it says months to a year plus. So again, unopened, we will shake it up, open it. Here's the instructions. Nothing about waiting between coats or anything else. Just make sure you have a thick layer built up, and if necessary, wipe off any excess. Next up,
Gion Q2 Can Coat, intended for paint, $59.99 for 200 mil, made in South Korea. You guys requested it. Here it is. We're going to see if it works on trim as well. Has proven itself to be pretty good product on paint, pretty long lasting, especially for a spray applied type of product. New Finish Trim Doctor. This was a very hard to find product, $9.99. I ended up paying nearly $30 for this because there was only one place in the US I could find it, and they had a minimum shipping charge no matter what you ordered. Now you can't even buy one, you can only buy 6 at a time. Maybe that's to offset that, I'm not sure. But it is owned by Energizer Brands, and it says allow to penetrate for at least 5 minutes. So we will do that and then apply a second coat that way. And if you can find this somewhere, let me know in the comments. Don't put a link because YouTube will nix the link, but name the company you can find it if you know where to buy it. Carzilla, I think, had it at one time, but they don't anymore. Kojimi Nano Magic Plastcare. This came from Germany. This was the reason the test was delayed, because I was waiting for this. The first one got lost. The second one finally arrived. I had to buy 2 at a time. About $38 for 500 mil is what it cost. 35 euro, something like that. Very easy product to install, made in Germany. And it says, apply it. If you need to, buff any excess off. Shake well. Next up is Adams Ceramic Black 4680 for 50 mil. I think it's made in the USA. It doesn't state, but it's probably made by B&B Blending. Oddly enough, it is the one thing that Adams makes that does not have graphene in it. I know they're infatuated with putting graphene in everything. Tire shine, anyone? Anyway, it is a black type of product. It's not clear, so we will apply it. I'm sure it's got some milled carbon or something like that in it for the black color. Very, very strong solvent odor, like most Adams products. So make sure you use it outside or in a ventilated area. And so this is a bonus that had just showed up to me in my P.O. box. Vonix V Plastic Ceramic Coating. It was a last minute addition. It was sent to me at no charge by Vonix. It's made in Brazil, 50 mil. It says it states it protects up to 3 years. It sells for $39.99 on Amazon. It's currently sitting on Amazon with 9 ratings as of the time I'm editing this, 8 being 5-star, 1 being 4-star, none of them in English. It all looks like it's in Portuguese and Spanish for the reviews. It does apply very easily, nice gloss to it, and then there's our control. So this is your lineup now. Installed, you can see quite a bit of differences in sheen or gloss, in the depth of color, some much darker than others. Some of the finish comes down to a personal preference. Some people don't like super glossy trim. Some like sort of the matte or satin finish. I'm sort of the latter. I don't like really, really shiny trim, but again, personal preference. So we'll remove the tape and set everything aside in the shop to let everything cure. And then we'll get to our first wash here on the first day of February, 2023. So did yours make the cut? Let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see what your thoughts are on any of these products. Have you used any of them? Some of these weird ones like Sharpie Pro or Tire Wax or Gion Q2 Can Coat, some pretty non-standard stuff that you would be using on trim. Have you guys used it that way? So again, let me know, and thanks again for watching. Stay tuned, and we will see you soon.